Good evening and welcome to our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala along with you, and here it is, week 9 already with a great way to end the regular season.
You know, Jeff, we ended always the last game of the year. It's either over at Engel Stadium or here at the Cornfield, and tonight we're at the Cornfield, and typical night out here in Auburn at Bay City Western. The wind's blowing, the rain was blowing all around, so you know what, this is going to be a really good football game, a lot of fun, a lot on stake tonight too, both teams coming in at 2-3.
Well, tonight, this all comes down to BS. Ball security, that is the key for tonight's game for both teams.
You know, I would agree with you. You know, the BS, yes, I would agree with you on that one between you and I. But ball security, the field's wet, the track is, it looks good from up here, but we got a lot of rain today out here and through the area, Jeff, and the wind is blowing directly out of the west tonight. I think you're looking at some at 20, 25, gusting to 30, 35. So that's going to be a factor. Weather will be a factor. You've got to hang on to the football if you're going to run the ball tonight. And if you're going to pass, you're going to probably have to just dunk it down a little bit because long balls are going to be affected by that big wind out here tonight.
Yeah, your progression is going to have to be short to long on your pass routes because it is going to be extremely tough to go more than 10 to 15 yards without that ball becoming really tough to get.
And this field runs north to south, Jeff, so we're on the home side, so it's blowing from the home side across to the visitor side. So those folks in front of the press box here at Western are going to love it because they don't have any wind, but the folks who will cross the way for Central, that wind will be coming right at them all night long. But you know what? Both teams got to play with this, and so we'll see what happens. But I think weather is going to have a definite effect on the outcome tonight.
Well, our statistics for Bay City Central coming in at 2-3 on the year. Offensively, they've had 853 yards rushing this year and 257 yards passing. Their defense has given up 771 rush yards and 478 pass. So Central's offense obviously is predicated by the run, which sets up the pass.
Well, we got a good look at Central last week, Jeff, and they ran the ball really, really well. The big fellas up front did a nice job. The running game was there. Kazanowski did a nice job with the play calling and passing and doing all the things right at that quarterback position. So last week was a really good job by the Bay City Central Wolves running the football. But you know what? They can also throw it. They got some good receivers also.
Well, the Kazanowski has passed for 238 yards on the year, and he's also the leading rusher, 60 carries for 305, so that's a 5-yard per carry. Jamar Griffin is second with 29 carries for 169, but Michael White, the leading receiver, 7 carries for 119 yards, and we saw him finish on every one of his catches.
He's gotten big over the last few years that we've seen him, Jeff, and I saw him last week. I didn't even recognize the young man. He's grown up a little bit. He's gotten big. He's wider. He's taller. Had a really nice game last week against Saginaw High, so look for him to do some great things tonight for Central.
He's the king.
He is the king. He was a homecoming king you know what? Like the way he plays, kind of has a little bit of edge about him, and he likes to stick his head in there, and he's really good on offense too.
Well, and I talked to him this last week over at Central, and I said, it probably hasn't sunk in for you yet, but what an honor to be nominated by your peers.
Yes.
That really says a lot about the king and the queen.
Yeah, it really does, Jeff. And I know that that was a big honor for him, and he was smiling the whole time. And so were the Wolves last week with that big 54-6 win over Saginaw High, kind of setting the tone for this game tonight.
The Western Warriors also coming into the season on 2-3, really have taken that next step with Coach Willards out here at Western.
Yeah, he's really done a nice job, Jeff. I think, he's in his third year, if I'm not mistaken, like Coach Frederick from Central. They came in at the same time. It takes time to instill your thoughts and your program and what you want to do into your program. And I think they're there right now. I think they're doing a nice job. He is a very positive young man, and he's always patting the kids on the backside and saying great job. But you know what? He's got a good staff, and I think they're where they want to be, and they're still going to get better as the years goes on.
So offensively, they've got 691 yards rushing, 567 pass, so they're pretty well diversified in that area.
Well, balance, it's pretty good balance. They got a good running game. The passing game, Frizel's still back. He's a quarterback in this team. He's had good years, and the maturation on him has been excellent, 44 out of 80 for 608 yards. And we've watched him grow up over the years, and he has really become a very good quarterback, and he's not too bad on the basketball floor either.
Well, he's split time his sophomore year with Bacigalupo,
Yep.
and really towards the end of the year got the reins. So he's got 3 years of flavoring, and I think that will show in his efforts tonight.
Yeah, and he's a big kid, and he's going to be able to see over the defensive and offensive linemen. And like we talked about earlier, he's going to have to check down. Is it going to go from long to short? I think that's the way it's going to go. He's going to just have to dunk it down because with the wind, you're going to have to try it once in a while, but I don't know. We'll have to see how the wind affects the ball.
Well, they got a young man named Joe Wiedike, and he has rushed for 355 yards, but 10 touchdowns. So they get down anytime they're in the red zone and they're sniffing. Wiedike will probably have his hands on the ball.
It's always nice to have a horse behind you to hand the ball off to, Jeff. And if he's getting those kind of yards and 10 touchdowns, that means they're getting into the red zone a lot, Jeff. And then they're opening him some holes so he can get into that end zone. So 10 touchdowns in 6 games, that's not too bad.
Well, in 5 games. So tonight is game 6.
Yep.
John Rivette also has got 305 yards on 56 carries. So carrying the mail at over 5 yards, and to have 2 people doing that, when you've got people like Horning and Frizel throwing to a plethora of receivers, you really are going to have some fun, and they really are balanced. So they're going to be a big, tall task for Central tonight.
Yeah, I think you look at that Western team, Jeff, and the balance is really good. They're running the ball well. They're throwing the ball well. So, Central's got their hands full tonight, but this is what the Central-Western rivalry is all about. And I had the opportunity to coach in one of these one year, and I'll tell you what, it's intense. It really is. Kids get after it. You don't have any friends in the Warrior colors, and the Warriors don't have any friends in the purple and gold. So we can all be friends after the buzzer tonight, after what I think is going to be a tremendous football game.
Well, trust me when I say under these masks are a permagun. Great excitement coming with this game tonight. Can't wait for it to unfold. Hopefully both teams will be able to hang on to the football.
Yeah, I think so, Jeff. And you know what? You're going to have to, talk to the team before and say, look, we're both playing under the same conditions. The field's wet. The wind's blowing. There might be some more rain coming in. We've got to be prepared and just do what we came here to do. Do the little detail things, but the first thing is hang on to the rock.
Well, they don't use that reverse dimple Takahara football that was used back in the day. It was a rubberized football, but in the cold you can still use it. That about puts the wraps on our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show. Back in just a few moments with all the game action right here on Bay County TV.
Ouch! My hip, my knee, my joints feel out of whack. Ow, my, the pain, I can't take it anymore.
Bay City Central won the toss and have elected to defer their decision to the second half, so they will be kicking. Looking at your TV screen from left to right here in the first quarter. So we'll get a chance to see what we've heard in a few games this year. I mean, Western scored 50-plus in one game and 60-plus in one game. So we know offensively they're capable, but Central last week with 54 of their own.
Yeah, well, you know what? Hopefully we'll see a 54-53 triple overtime barn burner tonight. One of those granny don't leave your rocker type games, Jeff.
The officials don't want to see that. I know. Set to kick off for Bay City Central is Jamario Harris. As he'll put his foot into the ball, and a line drive kick that'll be picked up at about the 18-yard line by the Western Warriors. A little bit of a seam back up over the 40-yard line to the 46-yard line before finally brought down. O'Hara on the return. Finally hit by Bay City Central's number 87, Alex Engelhart.
Didn't see quite who was carrying the ball right there, Jeff, for the Western Warriors. I think he's right down here in front of us, so we'll try
It
to
was
get
Logan O'Hare.
Logan O'Hare did a nice job. Great opening field position for the Bay City Western Warriors, Jeff. We talked off the air. Offensive line for Bay City Western, really, really big and really, really physical.
Well, Bay City Central has quite a bit of girth on the inside, too, as there is a very slight gain on the first play of the ball game as Bay City Central neutralizes the line of scrimmage. Frizzell, the ball carrier, and he is instantly met by number 8 on the play, and that is Carlos Harris Jr.
Carlos had a nice game last week, Jeff, against the Saginaw High Trojans. Gain of 1 on the play. Got that fancy schmancy down marker over there, Jeff. That's the electronic version out here at Bay City Western.
It illuminates.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Frizzell coming up, makes one person miss, picks up about 4 yards on the play before he's brought down once again by number 8, Carlos Harris Jr., along with number 20, Michael White, who had quite a game last week.
Really nice game. Nice job by Frizzell keeping the ball on the first 2 carries, Jeff. Third down, we'll call it probably about 4 for the Warriors inside Central Territory.
Like what they did on that option play because they're trying to see how Central reacts, which will set up future plays. So third down and less than 5 yards to go. Frizzell back. He's got time to throw the football. Now he scrambles out of the pocket, throwing back across the lane and into the hands of the receiver. It's Tristan Brickle. And again, these numbers are a little bit tough being gold out there, but Frizzell had plenty of time to throw that football, and he threw a strike.
And Brickle moved with them, Jeff. He found an open spot. They were kind of lined up. He came closer to the western sideline and found an open spot. Frizzell, nice job getting in the rock.
From the 34-yard line, little pass on the outside is nearly intercepted by Harris. And then a big gain on the play by number 14, Xander Gall. And Gall is the leading receiver, 14 carries for 211 yards. So that thing almost turned into a pick six. Harris had sniffing that.
Gall did a nice job to go up there and get that, Jeff, but another first down for Bay City Western. Impressive opening drive for the Warriors. They're going to go 1st and 10 at about the 24-yard line of the Bay City Central Wolves.
So they've been able to mix a little run, a little pass, and they've got that ball down inside the Central 25-yard line. Frizzell out of the shotgun, and single back is going to be number 33, John Rivette. Motion to the wide side of the field, and it's just a little pitch trying to get to the outside with a gain of about 5 or 6 yards on that play is Eric Randall. So showing just a little bit of fun. I like that little forward pitch because if it's dropped, it's incomplete.
That's a pass.
It's a no loss either way. He picked up almost 5 yards before Central's defense was able to contain him on the far side of the field.
Looked like Jamario Harris ran a long ways for that tackle out of bounds. 2nd down and 5 for the Warriors right at the 20-yard line.
Single back with the wing. As that handoff goes forward on the play, penalty flag flies as John Rivette gets close to the first down yardage. We'll have to look and see. We've either got illegal formation, most generally you're going to find on the offense. They'll have 5 in the backfield because they didn't blow this dead at the beginning of the play. So
Headlinesman threw that flag, my friend, just in case you were wondering.
That is beautiful. So I'm almost certain they're going to want to take this penalty because otherwise it's going to be a first down territory. So let's see. They'll signal illegal procedure, but in essence it'll be illegal formation is what my uneducated guess. So they're going to have a holding call on the offense. So that's a no-brainer going back 10. Central will be glad to take that, and Western has that illuminated stick moves back. It's great to see that over there.
It really is. It's pretty bright.
2nd down and 15 yards to go. Clock rolling once again. First drive of the football game. Motion to the near side of the field for Western. Frizzell back to pass. He's going to throw that ball downfield. Very good position defensively. Getting to the football and picking it off. It is a Western Warrior touchdown.
It looked
like hits. Number 19, again, those numbers are so hard to look, but the defense was perfect on that play, but the receiver saw the ball, ran to the ball. The defender could not adjust quick enough.
Boy, Friesel did a nice job. Nice spiral, Jeff. And you're right. The receiver got to the football and made an excellent catch. Big score. 9:14 to go here in the first quarter. Warriors up 6-0.
Attempting the extra point will be Owen Folsom. As they take their time, the kick is up. It's plenty long, and it's good. Time out of the field with 9:14 left in our first quarter of play. The Western Warriors draw first blood and are on top 7-0 over the Bay City Central Wolves.
AAA Transport and Limousine is the Great Lakes Bay region's most reliable and requested transportation service. For over a decade, we have been helping our clients to get to their destination on time, in style, and comfort. AAA's services include non-emergency medical transport, wheelchair accessible, school transportation, and shuttle services. We strive to provide exceptional customer service and tailor our fleet to meet your individual needs. Rest assured that you are in safe hands when you ride with AAA Transport and Limousine. To set up your next appointment, give us a call at 989-893-8294.
Indeed, and it's great looking down to our right on the track and seeing the Western band, and they're kind of glad that they can put their winter gear on because it's a tad bit chilly out there.
It's a tradition that they're all in their orange. If they're playing here, they're in orange. If they make the trip over to Columbus Avenue and Johnson, they have orange. So tradition is always great during the Central-Western rivalry.
Well, first statement of the game made by the Western Warriors. Now it will be interesting to see what the Bay City Central Wolves are going to be able to do with their first offensive possession of this football game.
Good combination of running and passing the football, Jeff. I like the way the Warriors came out in that first set of series.
Waiting for the word. The referee says, y'all come now. As they'll bring it down. There's a low kick, and that is going to be in between. Bay City Central doing a great job of jumping on that ball, and I believe that they'll have possession. But, again, we've talked a few times this year, Mike, more and more teams are just not comfortable kicking it deep and letting the team try and get a full head of steam up to go the other way.
That little pooch kick over to an open area, Jeff. We saw the Clare Pioneers against the Pink County area Spartans do that very, very well. And we've seen it pretty much in every game that we've covered this year, that the long kick is not much used anymore.
All right, the Central quarterback, Kazanowski.
Fumble.
With the handoff up the middle, the ball is fumbled, and the Western Warriors are pointing that they have their hands on the football. And Central still maintains possession of the football. But that referee got up there in a hurry.
He was wheeling it when he was coming up to there, Jeff.
He looked like he was doing the boot scoot boogie.
he had that. I think he threw his shoulder out. If he would have done it one more time, he was going so quick.
And that, when you're out on this field and it's this wet, as an official, you're going to shorten your stride. Takes you a little longer to get there, but you want to get there staying erect. As a little swing pass on the outside. Western doing a great job of getting in the flats to cut that pass down, just getting back to the line of scrimmage. The pass from Kazanowski, excuse me. Okay, it was Jamar Griffin. We couldn't really tell who was going on that far side. These numbers for Central are a little easier than last week to see, but they don't really stand out real well. So we're a work in progress with checking out these numbers to put a name to it.
Good job by the Western Warrior defense, Jeff. 3rd down and 10 for the Wolves at their own 29-yard line.
Watch Harris here in the slot. He can be a very valuable weapon. He's going to run the stretch as Kazanowski comes upfield, picks up the first down and more, puts the shoulder down and gets out to the 46-yard line. Kazanowski patient in the pocket, felt it start to collapse, saw a hole, took off upfield, and Western was playing man defense, and they did not react quick to see him coming. A big gain for Central and a huge first down early in this game.
Yeah, you can see why Kazanowski is the leading rusher for the Bay City Central Wolves, Jeff. And you're right. He felt it collapsing. He stepped up and saw a lot of real estate. Big first down. That was 3rd and 10, so that was a nice job by Kazanowski for the Wolves.
With Michael White kind of in a little H back here, as Kazanowski's going to try and go up the middle, and he picks up 2 to maybe 3 yards out to the 49-yard line as the Western defense swarms to the football once again. Led by, as he'll turn around, looks like that is Rajewski.
Gain of about 2 on the play, Jeff. Second down in a quickly played first quarter. We're under 7 minutes with the score Bay City Western 7 and the Bay City Central Wolves 0.
And Central on that last play puts Jamario Harris in motion, fakes that jet sweep to him again, looking for a reaction from the defense for future plays.
Coach, you've been listening to me.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Kazanowski comes up the middle, finds another seam, puts the shoulder down. He's down to the 42-yard line of the Western Warriors, and he's going to move the sticks again. Credit that offensive line from Central, just opening up a big enough crease for Kazanowski to move the sticks again. Another 1st and 10 for the Bay City Central Wolves.
Yeah, nice job. Hits on the tackle, Jeff, but a big first down again for Kazanowski into Western territory at the 44-yard line of the Western Warriors. And an impressive drive right now for Bay City Central opening up here in the first quarter.
Boy, I just like the way this game has started off for both teams. As a low snap and banging forward on the play is number 44, the running back, Jamar Griffin.
Irvine in on the tackle for Bay City Western, number 42, Jeff, a junior, 5'11", $175 from that linebacker position. Nice gain again, second down and 8 for Bay City Central, and kind of a mirror of Western. Nice drive being put together, got into the territory, and Kazanowski kind of leading the way, running the rock from that quarterback position.
Well, when Jomar Griffin just put his hands on the ball, it was the first time he's touched it, but he was solid in that whole first drive against Saginaw High last week. Things break down. Look at Kaz getting to the outside. He gets away. Looked like he was going to be stopped for a 3-4 yard loss. Used his feet and got some speed to the outside and picked up a modest gain of a yard on the play, but turned a loss into something positive.
Horning in on the tackle. R.J. Horning, Jeff, a senior, 6'3", $190 in on the tackle. Another important 3rd down and 7 for Bay City Central right at the Western 40-yard line.
So Bay City Central has had 4 or 5 snaps this game, very, very low. And Kaz has had his trouble getting him. There's Harris on the outside. Harris has got to slide forward. He's going to pick up some yardage, but I think he's going to be about a yard short of that first down marker. The freshman had played 2 games on the freshman team, and then they brought him up after the second game to contribute. He runs a little high yet, but he is one of those guys that can go coast to coast anytime he touches the ball.
Junior Cole Mellick, the junior, in on the tackle, Jeff, and Coach Frederick said we're going to go for it. Kazanowski bringing in the play 4th down and 2 at the 35-yard line for the Bay City Central Wolves. Big play right here.
You don't really gain a lot by punting here, so that's a great call right now. We'll see what Central can do to execute on 4th down. As they try and get that ball to Harris on the outside, he's able to turn the corner right at the first down marker, and I think they've got him stopped short. He absolutely got stonewalled. Looked like he was going to turn the corner, Mike, and pick up the first down, and somebody from Western just came up and lit him up.
It looked like it was a Connor Chop on the tackle. I didn't quite see who it was. But it is Warriors' great defensive stand right there, Jeff. So it's 1st down and 10 for Bay City Western at their own 34-yard line. Boy, that was a big stand right there.
You're going to see tonight, too, during the course of this ballgame, the officials, other than marking off penalties, are not going to have their hands on the football because next week they're mandated not to touch it as the playoffs start. So they're using this week to try and make that happen. Trying to bang forward is Joseph Wiedike. And he picks up about 2 or 3 yards, too, as the Central defense is stiff. Oh, they're going to give him a gain of almost 4 on the play. Second down and 6 yards to go. And what a great 1-2 punch for the Western Warriors here in the backfield.
Those kids run hard, Jeff. And a nice job again by the offensive line for the Warriors, making some nice size holes. Good gains on first down for Bay City Western so far here in the first quarter.
Frizzell back. He's taking his time. Hands it up to Wiedike again, makes the first person miss, lies forward, finishes with that falling forward for the extra 2 yards out just shy of the 45-yard line. Should be enough to move the sticks. Another 1st and 10 for the Western Warriors.
Well, you got to get him low, Jeff, because he runs really low. And again, we've said it many times, good running backs after they get hit and after they get tackled, falling forward for a few extra yards.
Again, at their own 45-yard line. Frizzell feels the pressure coming. They get this pass to the outside and maybe a little peekaboo to try and see where he was going downfield. Logan O'Hare, boy, he taps himself right on the hands and the head afterwards and says, "Whoo, I had one person to beat and I had a whole lot of green grass in front of me."
He had one person. You're absolutely right. Good downfield blocking by the other wide receiver, Jeff. Incomplete pass, stops clock, 2nd and 10 for Bay City Western.
Yeah, that was Dominique Washington, whose brother made a little bit of positive noise at Bay City Central over the last 3 years. Wiedike going to the outside and riding that tackle by the Bay City Central Wolves. They had that play snuffed out, as the leading tackler on that play is Carlos Harris out there, as Michael White also got out there on that play. So moving around, trying to make things happen. 3rd down now as the Central defense is stiffened.
Yeah, a nice job by Bay City Central, Jeff. 3rd down and long, 2:25 and counting to go here in the first quarter.
Looks like Central's going to stack that short side of the field. They get Frizzell out of the way. Frizzell gets away from the first. He's going to loft that thing downtown. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver, number 5 on the play, R.J. Horning. Great defense back there as Harris and Washington were back there to knock it away.
Yeah, nice job by Frizzell getting away from the pressure on the backside, Jeff, and he did a nice job. He got just almost over the defender right there. Washington did a nice job batting the ball away. It's going to be 4th down and 11 for the Warriors. They're going to have to kick it away with number 16, and that's Tristan Brickle will be back to kick the ball away.
And, you know, if something happened with that, it was going to be like a 30-yard punt anyway. It was 3rd down, so if they didn't make it, they were going to end up punting.
Yep.
So Brickle's back. He's got time, and he kicks that thing up and doesn't really get it to turn over. Goes off the side of his foot, and it is going to be somewhere around the 45-yard line that Central's going to have their hands on the ball. They'll officially call it the 43.
Good field position for Bay City Central. So, you know, a couple defensive stands. We had good opening drives by both squads, good opening defensive stands by both squads. So, very interesting first quarter so far, Jeff, with 2 minutes and 7 seconds to go.
Well, again, the first quarter has expeditiously cruised along here, as kind of we thought it would. I think we knew that the controlled passing game was going to be there, so you're not going to see a ton of incomplete passes, and both of these teams are predicated on run first. And so we'll see what transpires with the game as it continues. Kazanowski again had another low snap, is able to weave his way through and pick up about 4 yards on the play before he's brought down.
Well, if I may, Jeff, I just got an update from the Essexville Garber-Carleton game. The Cavaliers are in town, and Garber is up 7-0 over the Carleton Cavaliers early in the first quarter over at Ed Harvey Field.
Well, you want to talk about a team the last 2 weeks that has really played the way we expected them to play all year long. They're hitting their stride at the right time, and they're going to be a fun team to watch in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
Kazanowski going to the near side of the field, flips that ball off, and it's just away from Washington as Dominique didn't have a chance. But
good, smart play. He threw that away, Jeff, and you know what? He had a lot of heat on him on the backside. Good, smart play. Receiver in the area, threw it away, stops the clock with a $1.26, 3rd down and 6 for Bay City Central.
As they'll come in with a big play, too, and just shy of midfield, probably not in 4-down territory unless they pick up at least 5 on this 3rd down play. But again, looks like the center to quarterback exchange hasn't been perfect for Central yet, as Kazanowski has had to go down knees and below for about 5 or 6 balls already. We'll see if he can get one better on third down. Harris in motion. This one is better, but we are going to have a timeout Central just prior to the snap with $1:25 left in the first. 7-0 Western over Central. And let's hear from Brother Mike.
All right, tonight's game is brought to you in part by Bay City Bills. Inside, outside, or even your home, there are a lot of ways to enjoy amazing food from Bay City Bills. Their dining room is ready for you, and so is their new outdoor seating, both meeting or exceeding current state guidelines. And they are ready for you with takeout also. See their full menu on Facebook or at baycitybills.com.
Well, looking over at the Central Huddle and Coach Frederick as they're trying to come up with a big play right now on third down. And I don't know if he didn't like his personnel on the field or he didn't like the way Western's defense was set up to potentially negate his third down play. But early on, this is a huge play in the ball game, and you don't really want to squander a third down play when you're near midfield.
Yeah, Jeff, this is a big one. Third down and 6. Sometimes, you're right there, in that gray area. Should I or shouldn't I? You're in your own territory. So let's see what Coach Kevin Frederick has up his sleeve and what he's going to do with his Bay City Central Wolves.
Well, I know what I got up my sleeve if I'm them. I am looking for big number 20, Michael White, who's going to be able to finish after he catches the ball. But you know me, trying to outguess and outthink as they pass that thing to the outside, doing a great job of jumping that route was Xander Gall. And it will be 4th down as that pass went to the outside. I could not tell if that went over to Dominique Anderson or Washington or not, but boy, Gall just jumped that route, got the offhand in front to knock the ball away without pass interference.
Well, that's good. You got the right hand, the proper hand up in the passing lane, Jeff, just like we talked about during basketball. So nice job by Gall. 4th down long. The Wolves will kick it away with $1:16 to go here in the first quarter.
Well, Xander made that big play defensively. Now there's a high snap and just pouncing on it. There's a 15-yard penalty, and that will not be good for the Western Warriors. As there's a little bit of heated activity right now. Michael White says, I'm going to get in the middle of that, and I am going to make certain that nothing stupid happens. And now one of the coaches come out on the field to bring the offensive lineman out, and I believe they're going to have a penalty for that, which I think if you're defusing in that situation, you've got to have just a little bit of common sense there. I know there's a cut and dry rule, but they're trying to diffuse a very spirited situation early, and it'll be interesting to see right now. We've got a dead ball personal foul against the Western Warriors.
Yep, but then another one came out few 10, 15 seconds after the first one came out, Jeff.
So, and I believe the second one is going to be on the Central bench. And Coach Frederick is out there, and he's going to be looking to have a quick confab with the referee and just say, hey, I'm just trying to separate my player and get him off. I didn't have any other intent on the field. But now they're trying to talk about it because the first dead ball, depending on what they do, if they call that roughing, that comes with an automatic first down. Then the dead ball foul will happen, but Central will retain possession. So you've got a dead ball personal foul there. And then you've got dead ball unsportsmanlike conduct for Bay City Central, as that would be from them coming onto the field. They're going to say the penalty's offset because it wasn't roughing, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Western. And again, we talked earlier, Mike, about that exchange from center to quarterback. This was another exchange to the punter that was up over his head.
Yeah, a little bit high, and Jeff, you went up to get it, but smart move, not trying to kick that thing, jumping on it. So a big break for Bay City Western. They're coming away with great field position with $1:11 to go. They're 1st and 10 at Bay City Central's 28-yard line.
All right, 1st and 10 they are, as they've got a short field to work with. Let's see what their second offensive possession could turn into. They're going to bang forward, and not much going on there as The ball carrier on that play for Bay City Western, trying to wait for the young man. Looked like it could have been John Rivette.
Tackle number 20, Michael White was in on that tackle, Jeff, for Bay City Central. We're under a minute with the running clock, 45 seconds to go in the second down and 9 for the Warriors.
If this isn't out of bounds or an incomplete pass, will be the last play of our first quarter. Frizzell to the outside. He gets rid of that football. Running out of real estate out on the outside. Looked like it might have been John Rivette.
Nice job by the tailback, Jeff, and the quarterback right there. You've got to have proper spacing when you run that option. You can't be too close and you can't be too far away. So good spacing by the quarterback and the running back. Third down and about 6 for the Warriors. Out of bounds stops the clock. 33.3 to go.
You have got to, as you said, as that running back, that quarterback can't look till the last second. So the quarterback has got to know where that running back's at and where that ball's going to go. Big third down right here and 7 yards to go for the Western Warriors. Handoff to number 6 on the play. Wiedike is eaten alive at the line of scrimmage by the Central defense.
Good job by Central, Jeff. I wouldn't be surprised if they just let this clock run out, do the Western Warriors, take it down to the end of the field. It's 15 ticks to go, so they'll just wait for the end of the quarter, and they'll go into the second quarter with a 7-0 lead.
I believe Sean Cox led the tacklers for Bay City Central, number 9, so that is going to be the end of our first quarter of play at our score. The Western Warriors 7 and the Bay City Central Wolves nothing.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Coonan's Irish Hub. Coonan's Irish Hub is known for its traditional fare with an Irish twist in a fun and friendly atmosphere. Coonan's Irish Hub is located in the historic Johnson Street district. They have daily specials with all the games on, great music, keno, and a friendly staff. Coonan's Irish Hub has something for everyone. Stop in and see everybody at Coonan's Irish Hub, 1004 North Johnson. Give them a call at 989-402-1177 or check them out at Coonan'sIrishHub.com.
Looking over at the really chilly visiting side of Bay City Central Wolves, and both schools were allotted 500 tickets, and you know that it isn't tough for each school to get rid of 500 tickets. The 1,000 seats went poof for this game, but I think there might be a few people that are glad they didn't get tickets because they're home in the cozy confines watching it.
They're home sitting around the fire having themselves a cold beverage and some popcorn and listening to Bay County TV, and we have certainly enjoyed our 6 games here, Jeff, that we have done all live this year, something new for us, and it has been a treat to come into everybody's living room and or establishments.
Well, one of the few benefits that COVID has sent our way this year is the ability to do that games live, so we took full advantage of it. As Frizzell right now on 4th down and 5 yards to go is going to look things over. Here comes Central with an all-out pressure, and they're going to sack Frizzell back at the 35-yard line. That was number 22 from Bay City Central. Ben Sporman just came through untouched, and Frizzell had no chance.
Nice little bit delay on the blitz right there, Jeff. Sporman came through untouched, did a nice job breaking down for that tackle, and back over on downs to Bay City Central. Sporman, the sophomore for Bay City Central, had a really great game last week against Saginaw High, but Central gets the ball 1st and 10 from their own 32-yard line.
I believe he was golden helmet
I think
last
you're correct.
week.
I think you are correct.
As I'll tell you, Lee Thompson has done such a great job with those flashback decades with the golden helmet, and it just brings back some fun memories of yesteryear football that was rough and tough. Kazanowski to the outside has a little dump pass to Michael White, it looked like, and he got discombobulated as the defense anticipated that hit and came up hard.
Looked like number 11 for the Warriors. Choppy again for the for Bay City Western. Incomplete, stops the clock for the Wolves, but really a nice job. I am impressed so far with Western's defense, Jeff. They're not afraid to put a hat on you.
Now, they certainly did, and it looked like Michael White may have gone to the sidelines after that hit, and he may need a play or two to get the faculties all back together because that was a bone-jarring hit.
Good solid hit right there by the Western defense. 2nd down and 10 for Bay City Central.
Ooh, look at trips to the wide side, single to the near side, another low snap. Trying to make things happen. Coming up the middle is number 44, Jomar Griffin, as he comes to this near side of the field. And Irvine, amongst others, in on the tackle. And Ryan Green, number 34, also out there.
Albrecht out there leading the way, Jeff. He had the block to the outside, the back cut on the inside. And you follow the backside of your blocker. If he goes out, you go in. If he goes in, you go out. Nice game by the Wolves. 3rd down and 6 for Bay City Central.
Yeah, you don't need to pancake the defender.
No.
You just need to get enough of them that the running back can read where that's at. Big 3rd down again. Sportman to the outside. Tries to fight through and did not get back to the line of scrimmage as the Western defense was well prepared for that play. And it looked like the tacklers were Ryan Green again on that tackle.
Ryan's having a nice game tonight for Bay City Western, Jeff. They lost a little bit on the play call. It's 4th down and 7. The Wolves will punt it away. Back to punt for Bay City Central is number 2, Alan Kazanowski. Can't see right now who is back for Bay City Western. Looks like number 14, Xander Gall.
As there's a much better exchange there, and a nice kick that time. And Gall's going to be back at his own 34-yard line, makes the first person miss, trying to come to the near side of the field. Great open field tackle by the Bay City Central Wolves. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line, as again trying to separate a couple of players late. Tacklers for Bay City Central looked like Caden Ramirez.
There was a very late flag on the play, Jeff, right over there on the far hash mark, right in front of the central bench. We'll see what's happening, but I think there was a little extracurricular activity again. Did not see it. My eyes were down to the north where the punt was going.
It was 2 young men fully engaged with each other.
Okay.
And I believe whatever they get, if there's flag out there, that it's going to be offsetting. Did you see a hanky?
I did see a hanky. But he did pick it up. So there, it was back down by the 40-yard line on the far hash marks. But the referee did pick up that penalty flag, Jeff. So I'm not quite sure if they're going to negate that call and just say we're good or what's going to happen. But the referees are having a little confab about it.
Well, they've had quite a few confabs already in this first half trying to sort things out. And
let's see what he's got.
They knew they had their hands full. All right, we've got dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against Bay City Central. I think they'll offset, though. Let's see it the other way. Nope, they're only going to go with 1, and they'll mark that off 15 yards.
On Bay City Central.
So it happened after the tackle. The play was done. It happened. So they'll take off, put on 15 yards from where the initial tackle was or where the initial spot was on the punt, Jeff. Is that my understanding?
Yep.
Okay.
And the thing is, Coach Frederick was not happy as he came 5 or 6 steps out onto the field again to question that call. And again, by the time I saw it, I just saw the 2 heavily engaged, thought that there would be another offsetting, but they're probably trying to send a message right now that that's not going to be tolerated. Handoff right up the middle to number 33. John Rivette bangs forward for a gain of about 6 or 7 on the play before he's finally brought down. And, boy, you are seeing some very intense offense and defense right now.
Yes.
These guys are laying it all out.
These kids are playing hard right now, Jeff, and they're going at each other. And that was a good gain on first down, second gain of 8, as a matter of fact. 9:53 and counting to go here in the first half with the Warriors up 7-0.
They'll run twins here to the near side of the field. Single back with a kind of H back here to the front. Rivette gets the ball again, and he bangs forward. They're going to move the sticks. Look at the offensive lineman downfield pushing the Central defense back down inside the 30 to the 29. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Western Warriors. Tacklers led by Bay City Central's number 61, Logan Weiler.
Well, and John's a big young man, Jeff, number 33, 6 foot, 180 pounds. So, you know what? That's a load coming at you from that running back position. But another good first down for Bay City Western.
Well, Daddy's no small cat either.
Bill's no little guy either.
Does a nice job cutting back to the inside, picking up a few yards. Central defends that option very, very well that time. Tacklers for Bay City Central were led by number 8 on the play, Carlos Harris Jr.
Man, Michael White stuck his nose in there again for Bay City Central, Jeff. And holy smokes, don't look now. We're under 9 minutes. And this is kind of a not a lot of penalties after the play, but this has been a quick first half here.
Some good old school football by
knockdown
both
draft.
these teams. Handoff going right up the middle again. Banging forward for a gain of about 4 or 5 yards.
Joey Wiedike up the cut.
Wiedike with the carry.
Is there a fumble on the
they
play?
may have a fumble on the play. And Central saying they may have it, but got a player that had to come out, so we had official stoppage for that. It's going to be third down and a long 3-yard to go situation. Short 4, whichever you're privy to, but this is definitely 4-down territory for Western.
No doubt about it, Jeff. And good job by the official, get that clock going and pointing out that young man had to come off the field because he lost his helmet. Good job.
Big third down situation here. Here comes Central with the pressure. Frizzell's going to get rid of that ball. Nearly intercepted. I think that was half of the law firm of Harris and Harris. He looked like he was ready to take that thing and go the distance.
Jamario did a nice job reading the quarterback's eyes right there, Jeff. Frizzell looked right over there. Harris stepped right in front, and if he would have caught that, there was nothing to the north in front of him except the scoreboard here at Bay City Western. So 4th down and 4 for the Warriors at the Central 25-yard line.
As Nick Barton, the offensive coordinator for the Western Warriors.
We remember that name.
Oh, a great guy. Now they're going to take time out. This is a big play in the game. Central up or down 7-0 to the Western Warriors with 8:01 left in our first half.
So your car is getting towed and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Coquitlam or give us a call at 989-684-9607.
They're all outfitted out there. They said, thank goodness we've all got winter garb because tonight we need it.
We're kind of toasty up here up in the press box here at Western. It's blustery out there. We're very comfy in the confines of this press box.
As it's a big 4th down. Jet sweep to the near side of the field, and it is number 33, John Rabette, the ball carrier. He got the first down, but there's a little laundry out on the field inside the 20-yard line. Usually you get a block in the back there or a little downfield holding.
Eric Randall, your ball carrier.
I think it came from the umpire, Jeff, and I think you're right. I think it's going to be holding against Bay City Central, so that's going to back them up. Spot foul going to be 10 yards, if I'm not mistaken, if I've been listening to you for all these years.
Coach, you're right on. As they're going to the umpire, he was heading Central's way there first. And I go, no, turn around. That reminds me of a song, but I'll spare you. He's going to back it up.
North to a left. You got to go north.
As they'll back that thing up. And he didn't go 10 yards.
No.
Face mask called against Bay City Western.
Oh, it's a 5-yard face mask.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Well, somebody next to us is on their A game. Was that Nick?
I had my abacus out, and I said that didn't add up to 10 yards. So involuntary touching of the face mask.
Got it.
Not a grasp and a twist.
Whoever helped us out, thank you over there. We need all the help we can get sometimes.
Well, that just goes into the segue. Jeff Doan, along with Mike Wisdala, Jared and Natalie Doan on the cameras. And Nick
Is he
Page
back?
producing and directing. Or no, Jared Doan is doing it again for the 5th time in 6 weeks. So here we go with a big 4th down and 4 yard to go situation. They're going to run the same play. Looks like they're going to be very close, but I'm thinking a half a yard short.
Oh, they got it.
They're going to give him the 1st down, as that again was the ball carrier, number 33, Johnny Rivette.
Man, John doing a nice job finding out where that 1st down marker was, Jeff, and that was to the short side of the field, so he didn't have a lot of real estate, but good call by the offensive coordinator for Bay City Western. Big 1st down for the Warriors.
Again, Frizzell has them set. Motion again, and jumping was the left side of the offensive line, and you know when they were getting down to that 2nd level, that looked like a little jet sweep action going on. So Bay City Central will have an extra 5 yards of real estate taken back for the Western Warriors. It'll be 1st down and 15 yards to go as we're tickling the halfway point of the 2nd quarter.
7:27 to go. Jeff, you're absolutely right. 1st and 15. Taking ball all the way back to the Central 24-yard line.
Frizzell been in the shotgun all game long. Rivette next to him. Fake the jet sweep. They're going to have a little touch pass over the middle. Nearly intercepted by the Bay City Central Wolves as downfield number 16, Tristan Brickle. Boy, did he draw some traffic.
Sure did. Jerome Alexander did a nice job jumping that right there, Jeff, where Bay City Central stops the clock. 7:14, 2nd down and 10 for Bay City Western. And
Sean Cox back there also for Central.
Yep.
So that will bring up a 2nd down and 15-yard to go situation as the Western Warriors trying to add to their 7-0 lead. Central trying to keep it at 7-0. Quick pitch to the outside. Good breakdown by Bay City Central's defender out there, not allowing him to turn the corner as the ball carrier on the play looked like it was Grandson. Oh, Anderson with the tackle, yes.
Anderson, update from Essexville, Jeff. Essexville Garber, last game of the year at home, 14-6 over the Carleton Cavaliers.
Well, again, that team's so impressive as we watched them 2 weeks ago against a pretty good John Glenn team. Just absolutely have their way. And then they just smoked Swan Valley, who's a very traditional powerhouse. So they're playing with a lot of confidence right now. Handoff up the middle for a very, very short gain on the play as Central's Alex Engelhart just shut that play down. And it'll be 4th down and 10 yards to go for Western as the Central defense has gotten stingy all of a sudden.
I'll tell you what, both these teams impressive tonight, Jeff. And playing hard, playing physical, getting after each other. And these teams know how to put a hat on you. That's impressive so far.
Love the way both of these defenses are finishing tonight.
Really, really a nice job.
Western is going to take another timeout. That'll be their 2nd of the first half with 5:56 left in the first half. Western 7, Central nothing.
Jeff, tonight's game is brought to everybody in part by Eberhard Signworks, the official banner provider for Bay County TV. For all your sign and banner needs, Eberhard Signworks can make it for you. A family-owned business that's been around for many years with customer service that is second to none. Eberhard Signworks has signs of all kinds, and if you can read it, they can make it. They're located at 108 Woodside Avenue in Essexville, or give Connie and Greg a call at 892-5566 or email them at eberhardsigns@gmail.com.
Boy, looking out in the parking lot right now, isn't it nice to see the parking lot full of cars? You know, it's been a few weeks since we've been able to see more than 2 per participant into the stadium.
Even the cars were social distancing early in the year.
Oh, yeah. Chevys were 6 feet apart.
From Fords. Fords were from the Dodges from the your BMW that you have. And
yeah, yes. Mine's a Matchbox size, though. So this is a big 4th down and 10-yard to go situation for both teams right here at the midway point of this 2nd quarter. Let's see what Nick Barton's going to dial up with motion to the near side of the field. Frizzell back. He's got a little bit of time to throw the football. Great defense by Bay City Central that time. number 18, Easton Anderson, really jumped that route. And I think Frizzell threw that ball in the right area because that ball was going to be picked off, even though it would have probably come back to the same spot on the 20-yard line had it been picked.
Yeah, first good field position, Jeff. Another good defensive stand for Bay City Central. You know, it's after that first score by Bay City Western, you're thinking the same way I am. This has been defense, and some more defense for both squads.
Well, Central on their first offensive possession really moved the ball downfield well, but since then, both of the defenses have made great adjustments to neutralize both teams' offenses. 1st and 10. Little miscommunication in the backfield. Harris gets to the outside, makes the first person miss, and is going to pick up about 3-4 yards. First time tonight Central's gone up under center.
Yeah, good gain on the play, Jeff. They picked up about 4 on the play, 2nd down and 6 for Bay City Western. Going out of bounds stops the clock for Central. 5:42 to go here in the first half. In the update we have for Bay City Western 7, Bay City Central 0.
Again, a 4-yard gain for Harris that time. And we'll see if Bay City Central is going to move up to the line of scrimmage. Again, they've had a little bit of issue trying to get that good exchange, and the ball's a little bit wet, so Kazanowski comes back up under center. As they're going to give that ball to Harris again. He bangs forward, and he's going to pick up the first down up over the 30 to about the 32-yard line. It'll be enough to move the sticks, and a 1st and 10 for the Bay City Central Wolves.
Yeah, it seems like the Coach Frederick says, you know, let's try going underneath the center a little bit, see if we can get a better exchange, and that has happened. I think they've been very effective going underneath the center, Jeff, but you know what? You still got to remember, you got to keep part of that game plan in your set, so they're going to go under center again for the 3rd play.
But they got single back with a double wing. They got Harris to the outside. He gets hit in the backfield, and great defensive penetration that time, and a late flag coming in.
Woo, that back judge threw that thing about 30 yards.
We're going to find out what he saw from way back there. He's kind of got that catbird seat back 25 yards from the play.
He gets a good look at it.
Holding Bay City Central. And I'm pretty certain that Western will be happy to accept this penalty, which will make it 1st down and about 20 yards to go. And Bay City Central with an untimely penalty, as it looked like they were starting to get a little momentum.
They're going to take that penalty, Jeff. Coach Willard say, yeah, let's back them up. That'll take them back to about the 23-yard line, if I'm not mistaken, or a little bit inside the 20-yard line, excuse me.
Yep.
At the 19.
Nose of the ball will be just shy of the 20.
Yep.
So it'll be 1st down and about 23 yards to go for the 1st down. And, boy, the way real estate has been coming by in this first half, it's going to be really tough for Central to come up with some big plays to make that happen. Coach Willards is saying, you know, what's going on? What's the line judge talking about over here? Fill me in. All right. This officiating crew has spent a whole lot of time confabbing here. Now they're going to come up to the line of scrimmage. I don't know what they're talking about or discussing right now.
They're talking about where they're going to stop to eat after the game tonight on the way home back down south down I-75.
Well, they're heading back to the Flint area, so they do have a few options. 1st and 23. Handoff up the middle, going absolutely nowhere. The Bay City Central Wolf running back, I believe that was Griffin, absolutely got smothered at the line of scrimmage.
9 helmets around that football, Jeff, on that tackle. So nice job by Bay City Western putting a lot of hats around the football. 2nd down, and they're still going to say no gain, 20 plus for the Bay City Central Wolves at their own 24-yard line.
Owen Bacigalupo was the initial hit defensively.
Called that name over the years out here at Bay City Western.
That is a fun name as well. Little reverse counter action, and the Western defense absolutely had that smothered again as the backside penetration. 2 penalty flags at the end as
another one.
Yeah, they threw 2 right away. I don't know if a 3rd one came out or not, but again, you have got to be under control and composed because you cannot afford. Now, Western looks like they're backing up, like this one may go against their defense.
Well, and good discipline by the Warriors on that reverse, Jeff. Everybody stayed home, and they lost a couple yards on the play. So let's see what the referees are going to talk about there. It looks like 2, possibly 3 flags down on the field at this time.
And again, that backside stayed home for Western and did not allow that play to get anywhere near the line of scrimmage. So the officials are going to sort it out. Looks like they're going to walk it off against the Western Warriors.
I think they're talking about, and they finally made a decision on where they're going to go to eat. I think Cracker Barrel over there in Genesee County is calling their name.
Well, after this game, they may need something a little more potent than the Cracker Barrel to head to. So now the referee's going to finally tell us what's going on here. Dead ball unsportsmanlike conduct against the Western Warriors. That will be a 15-yard penalty. And again, we are looking at, if you get a second one, you're done. So it's very important that the officiating crew write the number of the player down, the time, and the situation for that unsportsmanlike. So if it comes up later, they revert to their little notepad, and they can be on track with what's going on. But that's a huge break for Central.
Changes second down, doesn't it? Second down and 10 at the 33-yard line for Bay City Central.
And again, this crew has spent an extraordinary amount of time, and I know they want to get everything right, but both these teams are ready, chomping at the bit to get back into the trenches and make it happen. So now they're going to tell the head linesman what's going on, and he may be telling the head linesman to tell the Central coaching staff that this is starting to get out of hand. They told the Western coaching staff, and I think they're going to try and squelch it. And that's all that I can think of. Kazanowski trying to come forward, got a yard or two, but a great job again by the Western defense, shutting him down near the line of scrimmage.
Looks like number 42, John Irvine, got in there and tripped up Kazanowski for a short gain, Jeff. That's 4th down and 9 for Bay City Central, and they're going to have to kick the ball away back for the Warriors, number 14, and that is Xander Gall, the senior, 6 foot, 170-pounder.
You always like it, though, when your quarterback is also your punter.
Oh.
They look like they may back off, and they just quick kick it, and they get that thing off, and what they did is they got Gall to move up. And again, they've got players down on the ground for a long time after the play is done. And the players have got to just back it down a skosh, because if somebody gets that second unsportsmanlike, that you do not want to end your last regular season game as a senior by getting booted.
Nice kick right there by Kazanowski, Jeff. Good call by Coach Frederick. Quick kick, 1st down and 10 for Bay City Western at their own 39-yard line. Then they're up with 3:18 to go here in the first half, 7-0.
Well, your offensive line has got to block good because you're only 7 yards back. But when you pull Gall up, if you get any roll after the fact, Frizzell to the outside, makes the first person miss with a stiff arm. He's down the sidelines and down near the 40-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds at the 42.
Washington knocked him out of bounds, Jeff, but really a good fake right there. He had me faked out. I was looking at Rivet, the ball carrier. He took it out of his belly and went down the sideline, so he really sold that one. A big first down for Western.
Well, and Central player was there to make the tackle, and a nice stiff arm from Frizzell pushed him aside and got him about 12 more yards of real estate. Hit in the backfield by somebody from Bay City Central blitzing on the play, as we'll wait for both of the combatants to get up. Ball carrier was number 33, Rivet, and I did not catch the number. It looked to me like number 22, Ben Sporman, that came on the blitz to make that tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and I think following up with that, Jeff, number 6, Alexander, from his DB position, loss of 1 on the play, 2nd down and 11 for the Warriors.
And Central's going to come with all-out pressure again. That pass to the outside. First person misses down inside the 40 to the 36-yard line. So a nice gain on the play for number 32, and that's Logan O'Hare.
Anderson tripped him up a little bit. Then number 22, Sporman, came in and knocked him, tackled him, Jeff, but he didn't get out of bounds. Kept the clock running with 2:12 to go here in the first half. Third down and a long 2 for the Warriors.
Frizzell had to throw that ball hard into the wind, and that ball had a little hook on it. O'Hare did a nice job of running to the football. Third down and
little
short.
draw, as we like to say.
Rivette bangs forward. He's going to pick up the first down as he gets down to about the 32-yard line. That'll be enough to move the sticks. Another 1st and 10 for the Bay City Western Warriors.
Well, Rivet has done a nice job running the football tonight, Jeff. And you watch when that young man carries the football. He carries it with both hands around it, so he's not going to burp it up. He's got both hands. He stays low. And, again, falling forward for that extra 2, 3, possibly 4 yards.
1st and 10 again, as the clock is now a factor. Motion to the wide side of the field. Frizzell trying to come to the near side of the field, and play broken down big time. Looks like Michael White doing a great job and perfect position, squared up his body and finished.
Yeah, really nice job. Open field tackle right there by number 20, Jeff, the senior, Michael White. Loss on the play, 2nd down and 14 for Bay City Western.
Frizzell will bring them up under center. We're just under a minute left in our first half
this
of
thing
play.
is just poof the way it goes.
They're going to run twins to the wide side of the field with a wing to the near side. Motion is Brickle. Now they're going right down the middle. The ball tipped, and it goes into the hands of the Western Warriors. Are they going to call it incomplete?
Yeah, he dropped it.
Okay.
He dropped it right at about the 20-yard line, but we got a flag on the far side of the field.
I don't know. They had multiple people in motion, and I think everybody had to reset. Let's see if this is an illegal motion penalty.
I'll tell you what, we talk about the Tide stick. They're going to have to use the whole jug of Tide tonight for cleaning up some of the laundry that these referees on their flags. Mama's not going to be happy when this crew gets home.
Now they're going to decline the penalty, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 12-yard to go situation.
Yeah,
they're going to call it illegal formation, as they'll have 5 in the backfield. But looked to me like they had multiple people in motion, and when you have multiple people in motion, you got to all reset, and they didn't all reset. So whichever way they got it, it was a 5-yard penalty, but declined by Coach Frederick, who says now it's a big 3rd down and 12-yard to go situation. He goes, let's make a big defensive play. Western says, let's see what we can do to see if we can move these sticks. Here comes pressure from Central again. Frizzell goes to the corner, tries to cut upfield. Central doing a pretty nice job as that ball gets down. Sporman was in on the tackle along with Michael White, but it will be 4th down now from about the 27-yard line, 4th and 4 yards to go for Western, but they did get out of bounds with 42.3 ticks left in the first half.
Frizzell's doing a nice job carrying the ball tonight, Jeff, and he's a big fella, 6'2", 190 pounds. So, you know, he's a big boy with a little bit of speed, tough to bring down. He got out of bounds, stops the clock with 42.3 to go.
They're trying to make things happen now with the situation of a huge play in this ball game for both teams. Motion to the near side of the field. Jet sweep, and Central had that play absolutely stuffed to the near side of the field. And there is Sporman. There is White. Harris is over there, as well as number 18, Easton Anderson. It was almost like they had a little convention over here on the near side of the field.
That was another big defensive stand for the Bay City Central Wolves. Jeff, 36.8 ticks to go here in the first half, and they are at their own 28-yard line.
We'll find out just how
Don't you
Coach
start
Frederick's going to be
second-guessing
rolling
him.
the dice. I don't know. This would be a nice time for a screen pass. We've seen success with that a time or two
absolutely.
in the past. Ball going to be carried right off of the left tackle. And looks like Coach Frederick is going to want to take a timeout with 30 ticks left in our first half clock. 7-0, Western over Central.
Tonight's game.
AAA Transport and Limousine is the Great Lakes Bay region's most reliable and requested transportation service. For over a decade, we have been helping our clients to get to their destination on time, in style, and comfort. AAA's services include non-emergency medical transport, wheelchair accessible, school transportation, and shuttle services. We strive to provide exceptional customer service and tailor our fleet to meet your individual needs. Rest assured that you are in safe hands when you ride with AAA Transport and Limousine. To set up your next appointment, give us a call at 989-893-8294.
Boy, have they ever been popular, especially since COVID. Once the Bay Metro even shut down, even more popular. But they really do a great job of filling a major need in the Bay County area.
Yeah, Tim Benashak and Chris Brashaw and the gang really are a great group. And, again, thank you to all our sponsors for this year so far. And we've got us a Granny, don't leave your rocker kind of first half right here at Bay City Western at the cornfield.
Well, it didn't start out that way. Western marched right down the field. Central came back and looked like they had a great drive going. And since then, it's a game dominated by the defense.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Defense, and some more.
All right, single back for Bay City Central is Jomar Griffin. Sportman with a quick pass on the outside. And that goes to Harris, and now we got two people engaged here on the back side of the field, and we've got two Hankies. The umpire actually kind of went out of his comfort zone.
Yeah.
He's got center guard.
Isn't he supposed to look at the center, the guard, and the guard?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So everybody must have taken off from his neighborhood.
I've passed all my tests tonight, don't you think, so far with your tutelage?
All year long you've been A+, brother.
That's the first time for everything.
Oh, my goodness. This is probably going to go against Bay City Central. They're the ones backing up. They're going to say, okay, first the referee went over to Central side. Do you want to accept this? And Central's like, no, we don't want to accept it. Oh, we're going to go over here to the Western side. Yeah, they'll accept it. They want to push him as far from the end zone as they can. And it's too bad Harris on the wide side slipped because he really was one shake and bake away from having a long gain.
Update from Essexville Garber, Jeff. 21-6, the Dukes over the Carleton Cavaliers late in the first half.
And that Carleton team is a pretty talented team. As I watched a lot of those kids in my years of doing youth football on Saturdays, and they have some great talent. But, boy, they've got their hands full with that Garber team is playing great football right now.
I'll tell you what, you're absolutely right. We got a dilly right here, 2nd down and 15 to go for Bay City Central.
And the handoff going right up the middle. Look at the 4 hands on the ball. He looked like an octopus the way he's protecting that football. Jomar Griffin. And now with 13 seconds left, they're going to try and maybe run one more play. Central has gone back to the shotgun, and I believe they're going to call it quits now for the first half as the last 3 seconds ticks off at the end of the first half. Western 7 and Bay City Central nothing. We're going to go inside, outside, or even in your home. There are lots of ways to enjoy amazing food from Bay City Bills. Our dining room is ready for you, and so is our new outdoor seating, both meeting current state guidelines. And we are ready for you with takeout, too. Stop in to Bay City Bills at 1215 Michigan Avenue, or find us on Facebook or at www.baycitybills.com to see our full menu. Welcome back to our halftime show. Jeff Toad and Mike Wisdala along with you. In a game that started off looking like a track meet, really became dominated by the defense.
Really, Jeff, that first score by Bay City Western, they took it right down the field against Bay City Central, put it in the end zone, making it 7-0. And from that point on, it has been defense. I'm not, some of them got inside close to the 10-yard line, but, that's the closest they've been. So it's been defense the rest of the first half after Western scored, and been impressive for both squads on defense.
The bone-jarring hits by both defenses have really set the tone for this game.
Really, really a physical football game. Typical Western Central game, typical Valley game. Kids getting after it, putting a hat on you. They're running hard. They're playing hard. Getting a little more excited than probably the coaches would like to see. A few penalty flags on the play, but overall it was a really entertaining first half of high school football.
Well, being part of it for the year that you coached out here, it is a highly emotional game, but at some point you have to learn to control those emotions.
You really do, and you get hyped up because this is you're waiting for it 365 days out of the year, but then you get to that Monday of Western Central week and you're getting fired up, and unfortunately that during this time with the COVID and stuff, it's not as a lot of things going on, but the kids are really fired up, and when you get to Friday night, you just got so much pent up energy, you just kind of let it go. But really, really a nice first half by both squads.
And it sounds like, regardless of this outcome, both Central and Western have a great opportunity to host in the first round of the state playoffs.
Yeah, Jeff, both of them are coming in at 2-3. Somebody's going to come out at 3-3, and others going to come out at 2-4. So there's a lot of pressure on to get that first game to host and be on your home field for the first round of the playoffs. So, and then it's Central Western, and it's just a special time for these young men to be playing in this type of football game.
I think it's really key right now for both of the coaches to go and calm those kids down and get them refocused for the second half, because an untimely penalty really could change the outcome of this football game.
We thought there might be some scoring, but the weather was dictating. Defense has taken over. If you've got a 7-0 lead, that in a game like this, that's a lot of points right now. So I don't think they're going to have to make a lot of changes. They're doing some nice things, but I think they just have to calm the kids down. Let's not get some of those unnecessary, unforced penalties, and just keep on what we're doing, and we'll be okay.
What I said was the key to this game before it started was ball security. Both teams have done a really good job of taking care of the football.
I think Central fumbled it on the first play of offense that they had. They got it back, but other than that, there has not been a fumble in the football game. So, they're doing a nice job with ball security, a couple nice passes by both quarterbacks, and this is like I said, typical Western Central game. They're getting after each other, and they're playing hard, and that's what we like to see, and I hope everybody's enjoying the game.
Well, we're going to listen to a little bit of the Western Band right now, back after the band with our second half of action right here on Bay County TV.
fight against cancer, you are never alone. The Covenant Cancer Care Center pledges to stand by you every step of the way. And standing with us now is MD Anderson Cancer Network, a program of MD Anderson Cancer Center, one of America's leading cancer care providers. This extraordinary affiliation gives families unprecedented access to world-renowned cancer treatment plans close to home. Together, we can fight cancer, hand in hand.
Good evening and welcome back. Jeff Doan along with Mike Wisdala. Jared and Natalie Doan upstairs trying to stay warm, running the cameras. Nick Page producing and directing. We saw a great first half, Mike, that really you give a lot of credit to both the defensive coordinators from Central and Western.
Really did a nice job by both squads defensively tonight, Jeff. You know, we talked at the halftime show that Western put that in with their first drive, but from that point on, it was a defensive battle, and nice job by both squads. Going to be a really interesting and entertaining second half.
Well, the first series for both teams are going to be very important to see if they've been able to make some adjustments. As that ball is down on the ground, and it looks like Western may have an opportunity to get their hands on that football as it was laying underneath the Central return man. And coming up with the ball, looks like it's Caden Kirkow. And a huge break for the Western Warriors.
Yeah, Caden did a nice job going after that,
Wait
Jeff.
a minute. They're going to say it's Bay City Central's football.
Uh-oh.
I'm befuddled, I guess. I saw the ball loose. I saw the Western Warrior come up and get it. I don't have as good a look as they do. So obviously they had some
big break for Central. Tough break for Western.
Yes, indeed. Harris to the outside, tries to turn the corner. Had one man to beat, and he absolutely got straightened up on the sidelines as that young man coming back for Western is going to be number 42 with that tackle, John Irvine.
Boy, John's had a nice football game tonight for Bay City Western. Good gain on the play, Jeff. Gain of 3, call it they're going to call it second down and 8, but looks more like 3, so we'll call it second down and 3. Little update from Essexville Garber at the half. The Garber Dukes up 21-12 over the
Carleton Cavaliers.
Carleton Cavaliers, a little rivalry game over at Essexville tonight.
It's a little crispy outside right now, too. And
boy.
So Bay City Central gives that ball to Harris, trying to turn the corner, spins away from one. He gets the Jets rolling, makes another person miss, and goes down to the 45-yard line, moving the sticks. It'll be 1st and 10 Bay City Central. Doing a great job on that jet sweep as he took the ball and went around the corner. Tacklers were led on the play, looks like by number 14, Xander Gall.
Nice job by number 26, Jeff Jamario Harris, carrying the rock. And Gall's had a nice football game tonight for Bay City Western, but big first down inside Western territory.
Harris again is going to be looking like the workhorse, makes another person miss, picks up 5 on the play, down to the 40-yard line before he is hit on the play. It will be second down and 5 yards to go for Bay City Central as the Central Wolves have got somebody down on the ground right now and getting up a little bit slow. Looks like Harris, the freshman running back, Jamario. So I would think that unless he's going to walk that off. Oh, they didn't stop the game for him, so apparently
he's coming out.
Yeah. I think you got to do that. You got to take a play or two and make certain that you're all right. His game is so predicated on speed that you don't want him a half step slower as you'll bring in a fresh, healthy body. Kazanowski coming in from the sidelines. Words of wisdom from Coach Frederick. A gain of about 5 on first down really opens the playbook on 2nd and 5.
Good game by Harris. Yeah, absolutely right. Always like to see the big 5-yard gain on first down.
Handoff looks like it's going to Griffin as he gets down inside the 30-yard line down to about the 26. Somebody late for Bay City Central was going headhunting downfield, and had they made a hit on somebody that was defenseless, would have been 15 yards in the wrong direction. It's enough to move the stick, so another 1st and 10 for the Bay City Central Wolves.
Nice opening drive by Bay City Central. Jeff got that big break where they kept the football on the kickoff. We thought Western had it, but Central got to keep it, and they got a nice drive going here starting the second half.
Griffin again, the ball carrier, and he gets another nice gain of about 8-9 yards on the play before he's brought down, and it looks like he's going to be just short of that first down marker, but he's running the same play that Harris ran, but boy, I'll tell you, Griffin knows how to finish.
Real nice job by the offensive line, Jeff. Griffin doing a nice job finding that hole, cutting it back up. Got a lot of real estate in front of him. Second down and a short one for Bay City Central. 9 minutes exactly to go here in the third quarter. They're down 7-0.
Well, Easton Anderson, that wide receiver on the far side, had a real nice seal block, too, to allow Griffin to get around the corner. Griffin again from the wing position is going to pick up the first down and more as he gets down inside the 16 down to about the 15-yard line. So Central's got a little rhythm going offensively right now.
Yeah, good adjustment at halftime by Coach Frederick, Jeff, with the running game. And offensive line doing a nice job staying with those blocks, blocking downfield, and opening it up for the running backs for the Wolves.
And you have not seen a ton of the wing back in motion going to the opposite side. So a little wrinkle that they set up with some formation very similar in the first half, but now Kazanowski back up under center. Coming to the near side of the field again, hurtling up over a body. And the flag comes right out. We're going to find out right now what that penalty flag is.
I think they're going to have a holding against Bay City Central.
And the officials will see fit to gather.
The only reason head linesman's not over there, it's just too far to run across the field.
They've got a holding penalty against the Bay City Central Wolves. That is a spot foul, though, from the 12-yard line. So they'll back it up to the 22. Not quite as severe, but when you look at that, Mike, as that was a 7-yard gain that will be wiped out, that makes it tough because 2nd and 3, you got the whole book open.
Boy, and they were just doing such a nice job running the football right there, Jeff. It's going to take them back to about the we're going to be at about the 23-yard line, so it's going to be 1st and 15 for the Wolves at the 23.
The umpire kind of lost track of the count, and he looked over to the line judge. The line judge had already marked it out and had his spot in place, so he was able to move that over, and they were able to get it right. Kazanowski trying to go to the wide side of the field. Coming on the outside blitz is Gall. And Zander had that thing snipped out, and Kazanowski had nowhere to go.
Well, did a nice job. Just went right down, Jeff, because Gall was breathing right down his neck. And, man, that young man, Zander Gall, number 14, he's had a heck of a ball game tonight for the Bay City Western Warriors. We've watched him over the years. His maturation has been extremely high, Jeff, and he's become a very good football player for Bay City Western.
Well, he's got one of those motors that you just die for, and he's got great football smarts indeed.
We get tired watching him.
Indeed. Second down, and the handoff goes right back to the same as Gall, along with number 42, John Irvine, had that play shut down. Central's last 2 plays after that penalty have gone backwards and backwards.
John's had a nice game for Bay City Western, Jeff. That takes them all the way back to the 28-yard line, 30-yard line, 3rd down and 26 to go for Bay City Western or Bay City Central. You look at that clock, Jeff, it is just ticking away. We are under 7 minutes already here in the third quarter.
So Central's got to come up with something that Western hasn't seen. And Central does not do a lot of screen passes, but I really think if they fake motion one way and go with a backside screen pass that they may have some success. We'll see what Kazanowski does as he's down on the ground. And he picks it back up and gets back to the 35, but another negative play of 5 yards on the play. And what would have been 2nd down and 3 had it not been for the holding, now is 4th down and 30.
And he went down to pick that up, Jeff. He went down to the knee, and that's an automatic stoppage of play. And that's going to be 4th down and 30 to go with the ball on the 35-yard line. So they have to be very, very smart here. Let's see what Coach Fredericks, I think they're just going to kick it away.
Well, the quarterback at Kazanowski's back a little bit more than normal. So that ball doesn't get up very high, and it's going to be picked up by the Western Warriors, and Kazanowski has to do a nice job of making a potentially touchdown-saving tackle.
Yeah,
that
nice
ball
job.
never got up more than 6 feet.
Kazanowski, I think, just didn't get the ball up high enough over the lineman, Jeff, and a nice job by Western. They're going to come away with really good field position. 1st and 10 for the Warriors at their own 42-yard line.
This has been a game of ebb and flow both ways, and Bay City Central had all the momentum to start the 3rd quarter, and the Western Warriors found a way to shut that drive down. Now we'll see what their offensive set can do with 5:43 left in our 3rd quarter.
Real tough break right there for Bay City Central. Let's see what the Western Warriors, if they can capitalize on this good field position.
Frizzell trying to come forward with a nice gain of about 5 yards on the play as he did that delayed draw up the middle on the quarterback keeper, and they're going to give him almost 7 yards on that play. 2nd down and 3 for the Western Warriors.
Cody Poega in on the tackle for Bay City Central. Jeff, another one of those young players, a lot of sophomores and juniors on this Bay City Central team getting major time up here at the varsity level.
Frizzell has that little pitch going to the wide side of the field to O'Hare. O'Hare tries to cut upfield, is going to be just shy of that 1st down marker. Looks like he might get a good spot from the head linesman. Nope, now he's going to back off, and he'll be a yard short of that mark. It'll be 3rd down and 1 yard to go as now under 5 minutes left in the 3rd. Still 7-0. Western scores on their first possession of the game, Mike, and we have not seen the scoreboard move after that.
Not at all.
As we have got, look at this wideout here, almost hiding in front of the bench. As they're going to hand this ball off forward for a 1st down and more inside the 40, down to the 36. Waiting for that young body to get up. And that is going to be number 6, Joseph Wiedike.
And brought down by number 6, Alexander, Jeff, and he's going to have to lead the field. His helmet came off, so he'll have to take a play off, go over there and get checked, put the helmet back on, get ready to come back in the football game.
Under center now with a power I backfield formation. Wiedike goes forward for a gain of about 3 yards on the play. Central did a nice job of trying to neutralize that play at the line of scrimmage.
You can see what the running back coach is doing for both these squads, both running back coaches, Jeff. These kids have both hands on the football when they get it, when they're tackled. So they're hanging on to the rock. So nice coaching by the coaching staff of both squads.
Boy, talk about being on an island. Easton Anderson back here all by himself as another nice run that time by Wiedike, as he picks up the 1st down as he's inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. Central saying they've got their hands on the football, and we have not gotten an official indication yet from our referee. And wave. Talk about it for a minute. Yep, they're really good at the confabs here.
And I saw the Bay City Central player trying to take it away from him, and finally they decided it is a Bay City Central football. I think that's the first turnover of our football game, isn't it, Jeff, if I'm not mistaken?
I know there was 2 other fumbles earlier, but I don't think that they ended up in a change of possession. And the kickoff to start the second half looked like it could have been a fumble, and Central was given possession of that ball. So we're going to find out right now what Central can do now with 3:39 left in our 3rd quarter of play, as again Kazanowski comes up under center, and that handoff to Harris trying to get to the outside makes a couple of people miss. Trying to go back across the grain, stays on his feet. Watch out, he's a road runner, gets out to the 45-yard line before he's brought down by Choppy. Choppy was just holding on for dear life, Coach, as he was hoping for some help to come.
Well, the old stiff arm right there. We got stop the clock.
Harris looks like he twinged his ankle again.
Official timeout on the field. They're going to bring on the training staff for Bay City Central. Nice, tough run by number 26, Jamario Harris. Hopefully that young man will be okay, and the training staff will take a peek at him.
When you've got a situation like this, Mike, where you've had somebody twing that ankle before and they re-injure it that second time, it's got to be twinged further than the first time for it to be injured, and you can only hope that he's in good shape.
Jeff, let's talk about some of our sponsors. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Shirts, Mugs, and More, the official apparel provider for Bay County TV Sports. Shirts, Mugs, and More have extremely knowledgeable staff just waiting to make your ideas a reality. They also offer full embroidery, screen printing, and gift making all under one roof. Stop in at 2728 Center Avenue in Essexville or call them at 893-8788 or go to shirtsmugsandmore.com. Shirts, Mugs, and More, your one-stop shop for garment customization in the Tri-City area.
Inside, outside, or even in your home, there are lots of ways to enjoy amazing food from Bay City Bills. Our dining room is ready for you, and so is our new outdoor seating, both meeting current state guidelines. And we are ready for you with takeout too. Stop in to Bay City Bills at 1215 Michigan Avenue or find us on Facebook or at www.baycitybills.com to see our full menu.
They have got
Yum.
great burgers. Love their beer battered cod.
Oh.
You know, they've got beer battered onion rings. I just get hungry thinking about it. Love Earl and Michelle over there. Recently married Earl and Michelle.
Yes, last week, as a matter of fact.
They had to postpone their wedding because of COVID, so they were finally able to go out there and make it happen. Hopefully, Harris is okay as he was helped off the field. Central had a 1st and 10. Griffin trying to come around the corner. Western doing a nice job of stringing that play out. Griffin can't turn the corner. He'll get some forward progress, though. They'll probably knock him down about the 42-yard line, but they're going to mark him all the way back at the 38-yard line.
They are going to mark him back there.
Wow. You know, normally in that situation, you get a little forward progress. But as he bounced off, you could just tell there was no place to go. Western had that play strung out, and they made it happen.
Yeah, again, good discipline right there, Jeff. Nobody crashed down. They just kept stringing that thing out to the sideline. Defensive end did a nice job, and he kept running. But we have another penalty on the play.
Dead ball, personal foul.
Was that dead ball holding or personal foul?
No, just a 15-yard personal foul.
Okay.
And, again, that happened on the far side of the field. There was a mass of humanity. And the head linesman, again, has that 15 yards tucked out. The umpire looked like he was ready to cruise a little bit past that spot. And the head linesman goes, nope, uno, deuce, 14, 15 here.
Back it up.
It'll be 2nd down and 2. How about that change in turn of events? Instead of the ball being back at the 38, it's at the 46-yard line of the Western Warriors.
Incredible.
Can Central capitalize on this opportunity? Again, Kazanowski up under center. That handoff going out on the outside. Looks like that might have been Carlos Harris Jr. as he picks up a little bit of yardage very close to that 1st down marker. It will be enough for a 1st and 10 for the Bay City Central Wolves. Down to 2:27 left in our 3rd quarter of play. As Central again trying to mount a drive to get the equalizing score here out in the cornfield.
Randall in on the tackle for the Western Warriors, Jeff, but a good game. Picked up the 1st down. And you're right. Clock is just crazy fast here in the 3rd quarter.
Again, with that double wing setup, Harris on one side, Griffin on the other wing. They're going to go right up the middle that time. The ball carried, I think that was Ramirez, number 21, as Caden bangs forward for another nice game. Central establishes that wing counter, and then the defense starts looking, and you go with a nice little pop-up, a little two-drive, and
They've been really successful since they've been going under center, Jeff. The exchanges have been a lot better. So Coach Frederick says, let's keep going underneath center. This is working for us, and they're being very opportunistic with their running game right now. O'Hare on the last tackle for Western.
Handoff up the middle of Ramirez again, and he is straightened up and sent backwards by that looks like Gall again. Xander Gall.
O'Hare.
Okay.
Number 32.
32.
Yep.
Now, when you're Bay City Central and you realize going up under center, Mike, you are adding about 5 or 6 plays to your half, because when you get that low snap, the continuity of the play is gone if your quarterback can pick it up. So this just gives you an opportunity on every play to make it happen. That ball, there's a do out there. As trying to get to the outside is number 44 on the play, Griffin. And he picks up another couple of yards on the play, but looks to be a little bit short of the first down mark. It's going to be third down and a real short 1 yard to go for the Central Wolves, as we're down to 36.8 ticks left in the third.
Well, they stopped the clock. The runner must have been out of bounds, Jeff. So it'll be fourth down and 1 for Bay City Central at the Western 34-yard line.
And this is a situation where Kazanowski can quarterback sneak it as well if he gets behind that big Central offensive line. But, boy, they are really stuffing the middle. Let's see what they've got. Kazanowski on that quarterback sneak picks up the first down and more as he's down to the 30-yard line. I'm going to quit prognosticating now. I'm right once for the year, and it's done.
You are?
Yes. Yep.
What year?
Am I
are
done?
You talking about this year or last year?
I just called the quarterback sneak. I'm usually right once a year, so it took till week 9 to make that happen. First and 10, Bay City Central, as they're continuing this drive. Again, huge penalty helped them continue this drive. As Kazanowski back to throw, sends that thing out to Ramirez. Ramirez breaks a tackle. Down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's into the end zone. It's a Bay City Central. Whoa!
Touchdown!
Ramirez
nice
makes the first person miss and then just runs away from the rest of them down that far eastern sideline.
3.9 ticks to go right there, Jeff. I was thinking maybe he's just going to run the football, and go into the fourth quarter. But again, I'm wrong again every time when I try to second guess these good coaches here in Bay County. Nice job by Coach Frederick, Kazanowski, Ramirez. They pick up a big touchdown here in the third quarter.
The only pass play on that entire drive. They run. The defense looks into the backfield, and then that one step, it's too late as they lost Ramirez. Central going for 2. Right over the middle, it's to Michael White. He's into the end zone. The 2-point conversion is good. Time out of the field with 3.9 ticks left in the third. Bay City Central for the first time in the ball game up 8-7 over the Western Warriors.
At Covenant Healthcare, we see this every day. As the region's leader, Covenant has the best emergency and trauma team for adults and children. Because on an ordinary day, you just may need the extraordinary.
Thank you again. Before we forget, Mike Thayer, Athletic Director, Assistant Principal, Judy Cox, John Folsom, rolling out the brown and gold carpet for us again tonight. We appreciate all their support.
So there's a high, deep end-over-end kick going to be picked up by Gall at his own 14-yard line. Looking for some running room. Cuts to the outside. Look at him zigging and zagging. Just shy of the 30-yard line. It'll be first and 10, Bay City Central, as tacklers were led by Jerome Alexander.
Into the third quarter.
So that will be an 8-7 after 3. Central with their first lead of the ball game over Western.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Coonan's Irish Hub, renovated in 2011 with an atmosphere of traditional Ireland while maintaining a family-friendly local appeal that makes it unique from other area restaurants and establishments. Coonan's Irish Hub offers a delicious full menu with homemade soups, award-winning chili, Irish stew, fresh salads, gourmet sandwiches, and the best Reuben and burgers around. Stop by at 1004 North Johnson or give them a call at 989-402-1177 or check them out at Coonan'sIrishHub.com. And I think they're too. Oh. And don't forget about that famous goulash that I've had a couple of times.
Yeah, we're turning into food connoisseurs here. 1st and 10 for the Western Warriors. Motion goes O'Hare. Frizzell on the quarterback keeper, finds a little seam, cuts to the outside, looking for a little bit more real estate. Picks up about 8 yards on the play before Carlos Harris Jr. with a great open field tackle. But Frizzell with a nice little dipsy-do move gets to the outside and picks up some real estate.
Been a very impressive game tonight by number 9, Jake Frizzell, the 6'2", 190-pound senior Jeff. He's done a nice job leading that offense for the Bay City Western Warriors. They're going to call it 7, 2nd down and 3.
Again, just underway in our 4th quarter of play. Central coming with all sorts of pressure. Frizzell trying to beat that to the outside, gets a great seal block, cuts to the outside over midfield, penalty flag down at midfield, and we're going to have a block in the back. Looks like a little cramp for maybe somebody from Bay City Central, Jomar Griffin, and I can't tell. Oh, he's wobbling. That might be a bad ankle or something as he got up and spun around and lost his balance again. Not walking like it's a cramp.
We can only hope that it is, Jeff.
We hope that it's nothing serious, and we have got a penalty. They're going to call it downfield holding from the 50-yard line, so they're going to bring it back to the 40-yard line. That's going to be right at the first down marker,
yep.
So that'll still be enough to move the sticks. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Western Warriors here. As boy, they sure wish they had that extra 10 yards of real estate. I think Frizzell got down to about the 47 before he was tackled.
Big break right there for Bay City Western, Jeff. They get the penalty, but they also get the first down. You don't see that happen very often, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Warriors at their own 40-yard line.
And again, Central came with the blitz. Western offensive line picked that blitz up very, very well and allowed Frizzell an opportunity to get into the second level. 1st and 10. Gall in motion. They're going to send him around the outside. Again, another seal block. Look at him seal that corner, and we're going to have another penalty, and that is going to nullify probably a 9 or 10-yard gain. That's going to cost Western almost 20 yards of real estate.
When that young man gets around the corner, he's got another gear too, and he lowered the shoulder close to the first down, but the referee said holding. They're going to move it back 10 yards.
So instead of 2nd down and 2, it's going to be 1st and 20.
Yep.
And again, penalties have really cost the Western Warriors in this ball game tonight.
It just takes the wind right out of your sails when that's going. But you know what, Jeff? You got to overcome it. Get back in the huddle. Get positive and say, hey, let's get that 10 yards back. And we still got that first down. But it's all the way back inside the 20-yard line for the Bay City Western Warriors.
Boy. Again, the 29-yard line, they have lost some valuable real estate as it's 1st and 21. Trying to cut to the outside and getting the corner and still having more room to roll. And that is O'Hare, number 32. Somebody for Central thought they were being held at the point of attack on the corner. No call on it, and O'Hare just really tiptoed through the tulips down the sidelines on the western side.
I thought he was going to go out of bounds, Jeff, initially when he was coming. He was coming right at us up here in the press box. I thought he was going to go out of bounds, but he stopped, cut it back upfield, and picked up a big first down inside Central territory.
Boy, they're going empty in the backfield. And we have got timeout Bay City Central. And with 10:38 left in our ball game, Central 8, Western 7.
At Covenant Healthcare, we lead with the most advanced technology. We lead with the most experienced, comprehensive medical and surgical teams. We lead with partnerships to teach our future doctors and with organizations who help us bring world-renowned care close to home. We lead because our patients are at the center of everything we do. Covenant Healthcare, extraordinary care for every generation.
So Nick Barton out talking with the offense, comes back to have a quick confab with the big cheese over here on the western sideline, Chris Willards. And again, Chris Willards and Kevin Frederick have both done really nice jobs with the program since they started them. They have to get their footprint on, and that's not something that normally happens in one season, but they're both really showing that there's bright futures for both of these programs.
Very well said, Jeff.
Brickle in motion. Now he comes back into the H-back and firing off the football a little bit premature is the offensive line for the Western Warriors. They'll back him up 5 yards. It'll be first down and 15 for Western.
Tristan Brickle went up to that young man that jumped, said, hey, don't worry about it. Patted him on the backside, said, it's okay. Forget about it. Let's just get that 5 yards back. So really nice job right there by the senior Tristan Brickle. That's what you look for seniors to do.
That's the great leadership. The ball down on the ground. Bay City Central looks like they've got their hands on it at the 42-yard line. A low snap. Frizzell picked his head up for just a split second to see what was coming. Couldn't locate the ball, and Bay City Central jumped all over it. Might have been Michael White.
It was Michael White. Yeah, Michael White, number 20, coming in from that left defensive end, picked up the football. Big opportunity right here for Bay City Central. They've got the ball inside Western territory, about the 42-yard line. Wow.
Yes, and I'm going to tell you one thing right now, Mike. What this is the key series in this football game for both of these teams, sponsored by Village Towing.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Griffin, the ball carrier, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and he is stuffed right away. Irvine again with that tackle, and
that
he's
young
been everywhere tonight.
I'll tell you what, he's had a great football game for Western tonight. They've called his name all night long for Bay City Western. Him and Gall.
They have a lot of people defensively have come up big for both teams tonight.
You're right.
But it's imperative for Western right now to keep Central off the scoreboard because they got that 2-point conversion, so they can kick an extra point and be up by 8 again.
Harris back in the game, number 26 for Central. He's got the ball.
He's going to cut it upfield. He's got very close to that first down marker. Might have been carrying that ball a little loose, but they're going to be enough to pick up a 1st and 10 for the Bay City Central Wolves. They must be working some magic on his ankle over there.
Take a look up into the lights,
yes.
Jeff. Oh, goodness gracious.
It's a little misty.
Ooh, that's more than a miss, my friend. That rain is coming down extremely hard right now, blowing from the north. Looks like the wind may have changed out of the northwest, you think, Jeff? But definitely.
Well, it's coming this way, but then you look and it's coming this way. It's kind of swirling
here.
It is
swirling.
So we're going to have to see what that might have as an effect on the game here. As, again, the ball carrier is the quarterback, Kazanowski, is back at the 35-yard line. I thought Griffin had that ball, and he was lumbering forward. So there'll be a loss of about 4 on the play. 2nd down and 14 yards to go for Bay City Central as we're approaching 9 minutes left in this ball game.
Rain started coming in at about the 9:25 mark, Jeff, so keep that in mind. 9:25 in the fourth quarter, 2nd down and 14. It's kind of let up a little bit, but it still is raining and the wind still is blowing. But you know what? Mother Nature, she's awful fickle at times.
It's warm and dry in here, and that's of utmost importance to us. Griffin banging forward, picks up a nice gain of about 7 yards on the play before he's brought down defensively by number 36, Dylan Reynolds. So Central puts themselves in a 3rd and manageable situation. Obviously, where that ball's at the 27-yard line, it's 4-down territory.
No doubt, Jeff. You're right. 3rd down and 6 for Bay City Central. And Kazanowski Now the rain has let up, almost stopped
just a
completely.
little, kind of like a heavy mist right now.
Yep.
So, but it's just enough to slicker the field up.
Is that a word? Well, it is now.
You might not find that in the thesaurus. 3rd down and 7. Again, Griffin the ball carrier, and he only picks up a couple of yards on the play. Hit at the 25-yard line and stopped on a dime. So it's going to be 4th down and 4 yards to go. As Bay City Central is, if they can come up with a first down here, Mike, then they're going to be able to chew another 2.5 or so minutes off the clock. And time is starting to become a factor now with 7:35 and counting left in the game.
Yeah, Kazanowski gets a play from Coach Frederick, and they're going to go under center, which has been very effective for the Wolves here in the second half.
Well, if they try and run Harris to that short side, they're going to be in trouble as Kazanowski's coming to the near side of the field. And that Griffin is going to stop as he kind of blew a tire trying to put his plant foot down. He had that first down if he didn't slip on that wet surface. And a big break now for the Western Warriors as they'll retain possession of that football now at the 25-yard line. Oh, what a turn of events. How about Kazanowski getting away from the pressure?
Caleb Raymaker, number 66, 6'4", 200-pound senior, Jeff, with a big tackle. That was one of those screen passes that's real famous with Coach Frederick and his offense, and Raymaker just stayed right where he was supposed to be. Good discipline. Ball turned over on downs over to Bay City Western.
Central showing their blitz up the middle again. As O'Hare trying to get to the outside, picks up a seal block. Look at Central stringing that play out, though. Great job defensively as it's Michael White again. Oh, Jamario Harris, that 26 and the 20 are looking a lot alike. But Harris, the freshman, is really coming up big in this second half.
Boy, also in there sticking his nose is Dominique Washington, the junior. He helped a little bit, kind of got that play back inside, gain of 2 on the play, Jeff. How about 2nd and 8 for the Warriors at their own 27?
Twins to the far side, twins to the near side. Brickle is that little H-back. Not little, he's a big H-back.
He's a big feller.
O'Hare in motion. Frizzell on the quarterback keeper, comes back across the grain, gets straightened up at the 30, able to fall forward to about the 32-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 yards to go. 6:15 and counting left in the ball game. Central 8, Western 7.
Manageable 3rd down right here, Jeff. They're going to call it on the scoreboard. 3rd down and 4. We'll call it a long 3.5. How's that sound? 5:58 and counting here in the ball game. Jeff just said 8-7, Bay City Central up over the Warriors.
Look at Frizzell up under center with a I backfield formation. They're going to give that to the first back through. Look at the offensive line firing off the football, Mike.
Yep.
They got the first down out to the 37-yard line. Those big offensive linemen sled block forward and move the sticks. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Western Warriors.
Was that Brickle with the football, or was that somebody else? Okay, Brickle with that big first down. Now you got a little power football right here by Western. Go ahead, say it. Do you know what to say? 2 and what?
Oh, my.
2 tight ends in a balanced line.
Yes, indeed. Trying to come to the outside. Blowing a tire is number 6, Wiedock. And Wiedike had that opportunity if he keeps his footing.
Whoa.
He had about another 5-6 yards before contact. But again, just enough rain, along with the nighttime dew. That combination has really made the track a little slickery. Second time. Yeah, it is in the thesaurus if I've used it twice. Handoff once again. Look at banging forward. Power football off of the right tackle for Wiedike.
Sporman in on the tackle. There's a official stoppage.
White's down on the field.
Yep.
We've got an injury timeout on the field.
And an injury timeout in the field, I think, helps Central more than it helps Western, because Western's got a little momentum going right now. And Bay City Central gets an opportunity to catch their breath and maybe get a chance to go to the sidelines and talk about what Central's done to be, or Western's done to be successful.
Inside, outside, or even in your home, there are lots of ways to enjoy amazing food from Bay City Bills. Our dining room is ready for you, and so is our new outdoor seating, both meeting current state guidelines. And we are ready for you with takeout too. Stop in to Bay City Bills at 1215 Michigan Avenue or find us on Facebook or at www.baycitybills.com to see our full menu.
So again, as they tend to Michael White, and if the defense and offense can't utilize his talents the rest of the game, that's a huge blow for Bay City Central.
We hope it's nothing too serious, Jeff. He's had a tremendous football game tonight and a tremendous season so far for Bay City Central.
Looks like they're looking at that right leg, and he's at least in the seated position right now, so I think pretty soon they'll grab him by the shoulder pads and help him up. And look who else is out there taking a peek at things. Might be Dad.
Is it?
With the white hat on, that might be Michael. Michael checking on Michael. He's a little wobbly on that right leg, so I don't know. The training staff has been able to work wonders with Harris over there. Maybe they'll see if White can get back in, but if not, that's a huge hole for Central to try and fill.
Yeah, we're just hoping that he's all right and we'll be able to get back into the game, Jeff. 5:02 to go here in the fourth quarter. We've got you know what, Granny? Don't leave your rocker in the last 5:02 right here. This is going to be a heck of a finish here at the cornfield.
As we say, hold on to your seat cushions. Ooh, this one's going right down to the end.
Sonny Butch.
1st and 10 for the Western Warriors. Clock cranked now with 5 minutes left in the ball game. Again, another run to the outside for a 10 or 11 yards is Wiedike. Finally brought down by number 22 of Bay City Central, Ben Sporman.
Man, that young man's played a good football game tonight for Bay City Central. He's had 2 good weeks in a row, but a big first down for Wiedike and the Warriors inside the 40-yard line at the 39.
I think Nick Barton has really found something with Frizzell up under center and the I backfield formation. Brickell's going to get the ball, and he bangs forward for a gain of about 4 on the play down to the 35. They may get him inside the 35 to the 34 and give him almost a 5-yard gain.
That looked like number, was that Bachkalupo, number 48, carrying the rock? Yeah, I think it was. Yep.
Owen.
Yeah, Owen Bachkalupo. He's a big fella, too. He's only 6'3", 225.
They got some big uns.
Oh.
Boy, what a hit in the backfield by Bay City Central's number 56, Dupuy Taylor Jr. We haven't called his name a lot, but boy, he came up with a big hit right there.
That was a man-sized hit right there. You could hear that up here. And our crowd mic is one level up. Wow.
3rd down and 5. Obviously, time not quite a factor yet with 3:33 and counting. Western's going to take a timeout. Nick Barton wants to talk to the offense.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Now, with Nick Barton talking to the offense, Chris Willard's out there as well. The first thing I want to see when they come back onto the field, are they going to stay up under center in that I backfield formation, or is Frizzell going to go back out of the shotgun, which gives your offense at least a couple of more options?
Well, and they've been very successful, Jeff, with just running the I backfield, 2 tight ends in a balanced line. Just power football right now for Bay City Western, and it looks like they are going to go into the shotgun on this play on 3rd down and 5 with 3:35 left to go in the ball game.
So they have got a situation where they have got it packed in at the line of scrimmage with Twins to the near side of the field. Frizzell's going to take it himself. He picks up the 1st down. A little hold here on the Western sideline, and they got away with one. The Central defender could not get to the football. But you got to work away from that hold and flail like you're being held so that it can draw attention.
Who's the left defensive end for Bay City Central?
Michael White.
And he was out of the game, so good call by the coaching staff upstairs during that timeout. Said Michael's out of the game. He's a left defensive end. Let's take advantage of that.
Here he comes again with a quick pitch to the outside. Rivette, who has not played a lot in the second half. I don't know what the situation is, if he's been banged up or not, but he picks up a couple of yards and he gets out of bounds, but they say his forward progress was stopped inbounds. Clock continues to run. Second down and 9 yards to go.
Is Michael White back in the ball game? I think he is, Jeff. Is that number 20?
I believe he might be on the left defensive end again.
Okay, good to see him back in the football game.
You can't keep a good man down. Here comes the pressure as Rivette bangs forward, and he gets down to the 15-yard line. So there'll be a gain on the play of about 3 more. Third down and a long 6-yard-to-go situation. Just under 3 minutes left in the game.
This is what we were hoping for.
It's going to be fun going right down to the wire. Western says we got plenty of time, though. They're putting in a whole different personnel package here, as they're going to bring in R.J. Horning into this package. They're also bringing in number 25, and I don't have a number 25. Again, I backfield formation. They're going with a jumbo package. And the handoff to the tailback. He's inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line. Going to move the sticks again. When they need it late, they go to Wiedike, and he is sniffing the goal line with 2:20 left in regulation.
Ooh, this is going to be a good one, Jeff. Wiedike doing a nice job hanging on to the rock, getting good blocking from that power formation.
Central has to call a timeout because they were making some personnel changes, and they were not going to be able to get them off. They did not want to give up a half the distance to the goal penalty. So it's 8-7 Central with 2:11 left in the ball game.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
You know, Mike, we haven't had a close finish in this rivalry since
last year.
Yeah.
27-26.
So why would we want anything different from this ball game? It's going to go right down to the wire. But I'll tell you right now, Western has found an offensive package with that power I backfield formation, as they have got Bacigalupo now up at the fullback position. Bacigalupo bangs forward, and he picks up a yard or so down inside the 5, as it will be second down now, as clock is at 2 minutes and rolling. So Western really still has time. I believe they only have one timeout left. The board says 2, but I'm not positive that that's correct. I think that they've used the second one, so they've got at least one more opportunity to stop the clock.
Good clock management also by Bay City Western right now, Jeff.
So Bacigalupo again remains up front. He's trying to get that seal block around the corner. Wiedike has got the tackle, being tackled at the 6, penalty flag down. This could be holding on the offense.
I think it's going to go back, and Coach Fredericks over there on the sideline giving the holding call, and I think he's going to be correct, and it's going to be a spot foul moving back 10 yards. And
there's no doubt they're going to accept this penalty.
Absolutely.
As they will talk it over, they want to make sure that they've got it from the right spot. And that linesman says to Coach Frederick, "You want to accept this penalty?" He goes, "Well, yeah." Push him back, push him back.
Way back. I don't think they use that chair anymore.
I know. It's too bad, because that was always one of the good ones.
That's back for us old codgers.
You can get the body language, too, moving that, too.
Push him back. Thank God the camera's not on us right now.
So the 10-yard penalty is going to back that ball up to about the 15-yard line. And, boy, now if you're Nick Barton, that changes your offensive play set.
Western faithful, Central faithful, all coming to their feet, Jeff, with a $1:34 to go here in the football game.
2nd down and goal to go from the 15-yard line. Clock starts. Frizzell out of the shotgun. Quick pitch to the near side of the field, trying to get to the outside. Central's got it strung out pretty well. Great job of getting out of bounds to stop the clock, though, as he might have just got back to the line of scrimmage. And that was O'Hare.
Nice job by the Central Wolves of stringing that out. And you're right, very
Sporman
smart
and Harris,
play.
yep.
Yeah, very smart play to get out of the bounds, stop that clock, not have to use the timeout, Jeff. So it's going to be 3rd down and 14 to go for Bay City Western.
Yep, that ball right on the 15-yard line, so the scoreboard's off by a yard. But, boy, these are valuable yards of real estate down here this late in the ball game.
$1:23 to go. Nice job right there by the running back getting out of bounds. You know that, and that's just good, smart football right there by the running back,
yep.
by O'Hare.
Central making an adjustment. As Frizzell passes that football, the ball is tipped away by Bay City Central. Looked like number 22 got his hands on the ball, and that's who else? Ben Sporman, the sensational sophomore. They may have a late hit on the quarterback here from Dupuis. Oh, no, that's not a penalty flag. Okay.
No, that was
I was saying, Dupuis got there just as the ball was being passed.
Man, the referee was eyeballing it too, Jeff.
Well, that's
he was
his
right
only
there.
job.
Yeah, that's his only job. You're right.
All he does, and Western will take a timeout, but the referee's only job on that pass play is to protect the quarterback. It doesn't matter what happens with the ball. He'll make certain that the quarterback is safe before his eyes move any place.
So your car is getting towed and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Coquitlam, or give us a call at 989-684-9607.
And also, Jeff, want a big thanks to Mike Thayer, Judy Cox, John Folsom, and all the folks out here at Western. It's been a fantastic football game tonight.
Well, it all comes down to one play, 4th and goal from the 15-yard line, and they look like they're going to attempt a field goal from the 21-yard line. That'll make it a 31-yard attempt, and kind of a tough and swirling wind, but it's going to be Owen Folsom. Is he going to be able to drop that thing through the uprights? Oh, we'll find out soon. It's a good exchange. The kick is up, and it's blocked by Bay City Central. It rolls out the back of the end zone. Bay City Central probably can go into victory formation with only one Warrior timeout left. They will have to snap the ball 3 times, but will not need to do anything more than go down to a knee. And Bay City Central appears at this point to pull out another 1-point victory in this game. Again, all they've got to do is go victory for 3 plays because you got 40 seconds per play. Western probably takes time out after the first play, and 40 and 40 not carry the knot means that a $1.13 is not enough for more than that.
Wow, what a tremendous football game tonight by both these squads, Jeff. It's not over yet with 1:13, so there's a timeout on the field.
Bay City Central.
Timeout Bay City Central.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Well, Coach Frederick, I think, has a great timeout right now because he wants to be 200% certain all 11 on the field are on the same page. And again, I believe Central goes right into the victory formation as it looks like they've got a setup for that victory formation right now. Western probably uses their last timeout, but then Central has to only snap the ball 2 more times, and they're going to come away with a second year in a row 1-point victory.
This has been just a tremendous football game.
So I don't know that Coach Willards is going to call that timeout because, it's inevitable that you're going to get a pretty good snap from center. So now all that Central's got to do is they've got to wait until there's 39 seconds left on the clock or less. And as soon as they snap it, they'll be able to go into the victory dance.
I tell you, Jeff, this has been a really, really good football game. These kids have played hard. They hit each other. They went after each other. And this rivalry, we saw it tonight at its best. Flag on the play.
Penalty flag comes down. Maybe somebody wasn't set offensively to make it happen, but with 31.1 ticks left. Let's see if they got a 5-yard penalty against. Oh. That's very unusual that you would get an offsides penalty coming from the umpire who normally wouldn't have the best look at that. But that 5-yard penalty will make it 2nd down and 6 as we're continuing to count things down here. They're going to start the clock. They don't even need to snap the football.
Nope.
I would just stand there and back up and not have to make anything else happen. So Central, through 3/4 of this football game, trailed, came up big when they needed it in the 4th, and they're going to come away with a huge victory.
That was a big win, Jeff, and I'll tell you what a tremendous football game by both these squads. It was just fun to watch and fun to be part of.
That's all there is.
There isn't any more.
The final score in our ball game, the Bay City Central Wolves with a great hard-fought 8-7 victory over the Western Warriors. We're going to go right into our post-game show. Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala. We knew it was going to be a great game, and it did not disappoint.
It did not disappoint, Jeff, and we were impressed with both squads. Western took it down early, and Central got the score, went for that 2-point conversion, but defense was so impressive tonight on both squads. These kids went after each other, and what a big win for Central, winning back-to-back games by 1 point, 27-26 in 19 and 8-7 here in 2020.
Well, and for Coach Frederick, you end the regular season 3-3, and that is a huge step forward for that program.
Well, and you know what? We're thinking that both teams are going to host a playoff game next week, Jeff, and Bay City Central will host with a 3-3. So Western, they had a really good regular season. You can see the imprint Coach Willard's philosophy on this football team. The kids are bigger, they're stronger, they're playing hard, and you can just see his imprint, his impression on these kids as in his 3rd year.
And when you look at this game, too, for the seniors on both teams, this is lay it out on the line.
Yep.
Now, most years, if you're not in the playoffs, obviously this is your last game. Both of these teams have a second opportunity starting next week.
Yeah, due to the pandemic and stuff, Jeff, everybody gets in for the 11-man, so we're just going to have to wait and see on Sunday night on the Michigan High School show where they're going to be at. We're thinking that both are going to host, but this is a tough one to lose. It's a big win for Bay City Central, but my gosh, I was so impressed with these kids, the way they played. They played hard for 48 minutes, and these kids were really hitting hard, and it was a physical game tonight.
And we'll go back to talk about the start of the game. Western marches right down the field and scores. Bay City Central marches back down the field looking like they're going to score. Western stopped them. And after that, for the most part, the rest of the game totally dominated by 2 great defenses.
2 great defenses, Jeff, and good schemes by both defensive coordinators and good adjustments at the beginning of the second half because both teams were moving it up and down, but they made the proper adjustments on offense to move up and down. Then they made the adjustments on defense to stop that. So, it was like we like to say, you like to say, it was like a chess match between both coaching staffs, and I'm going to tip the hat to both squads. It was a fun game to watch. I hope you enjoyed watching it on Bay County TV. And, man, these games are just a blast to coach in and to play in.
Well, one person that we missed tonight was the Golden golden tablet.
Yeah.
Lee Thompson
Yeah.
couldn't make it to the game, but we know he got the chance to watch that live, and all he does for high school sports, you got to tip your hat to that man.
He does a tremendous job covering M Live and Bay County sports, especially Jeff. And I know he was at home or wherever he was watching it. Maybe he was at another game, but it was a tremendous game, and it's hard for somebody to lose this game. But you know what? Both teams, they played so hard from the opening kickoff to the final buzzer. It was just fun to be part of.
Well, the other sad part about this night is this is the end of our regular season.
Yeah.
There's a possibility that we may be able to get a playoff game in. We're still trying to figure that out.
Yep.
But, partner, no matter if we're doing a game with 6 or 9, sitting next to you is indeed an honor and a pleasure.
Well, Jeff, it's been, what are we saying, 27 years now, and it is always a lot of fun sitting to your right and enjoying the game. And I, you know, with this new live stuff, I hope everybody that tuned in enjoyed it as much as we did bringing it to them. And we had great sponsors this year helping us out with this, and hopefully we can continue these live broadcasts. But I'm going to tell you what, brother, you do a great job. It's always fun sitting next to you, and I'm looking forward to a great winter sports season here in Bay County and on Bay County TV.
On behalf of the whole crew, I'm Jeff Doan, along with Mike Wisdala, Jared and Natalie Doan. Masterful job on the camera. Nick Page producing it directly. The family was back and intact tonight. Again, a reminder of our final score. Bay City Central 8, Western 7. Have a great night. We'll look forward to talking with you soon.
We'll see you again.